Number 1. Market research. A famous author named Nelson Boswell said that we should always give people more than what they expect to get. So, what is market research? Market research is the action or activity of gathering information about customers' needs and preferences. Here are the lists that you should consider when doing a market research. Number 1. Who is your target market? Number 2. What does your target market want? Number 3. Get the opinion on what to buy and what not to buy from a consumer panel composed of people within the target market. Number 4. Patterns of consumer purchases should be decoded to help understand consumer preferences. Number 5. Management's choices compared to consumers' actual purchases must be studied regularly. Lastly, keep in mind that risk and effort can be reduced using a disciplined method of making choices. There are two methods of market research. Qualitative research helps the marketer to understand why a consumer has acted and purchased in a certain way. However, it can be difficult for researchers to obtain all information discussed during the interview. On the other hand, quantitative research is the collection of numerical data, often resulting in statistical analysis to understand trends in the data. Quantitative research is known for being the most structured market research process. This can involve a larger number of respondents to participate in the research.
Concept test. Concept test is used to know the extent of how much a product appeals to the market. It is also a stage in product development process where a detailed description of a product's attribute and benefits are presented to the customers to assess their attitude and intentions toward the product. Here's an example of a concept test to further understand the topic. This concept test is about having a non-drowse version of Decolgen that contains antihistamine which causes drowsiness. The target market of this test are the businessmen, employees, and students who are suffering from cold but couldn't afford to be drowsy after taking a cold tablet. The existing belief is that having a cold tablet will make you drowsy. So an emotional hook to this scenario is that both workers and students couldn't afford to be drowsy when there are important businesses on the line. That's why the concept of a non-drowsy medicine came to mind. The reason why states how the product differs and is better than its original version. Product benefit now states the benefit of the product as stated. Other factors, on the other hand, show different benefit from this product, like its availability in almost each and every drugstore. And that's it for concept test. Thank you.
Number 3. Focus group discussion. What is a focus group discussion? Focus group discussions are conducted by seasoned facilitators in a relaxed atmosphere. The small group is composed of 7 to 9 people per batch, chosen based on predetermined criteria. The advantages of focus group discussions are that it allows group members to share experiences and to build from others' experiences. However, some people may not be comfortable discussing a topic with strangers in the room. Also, facilitators are unable to ask follow-up questions on individual replies. Number 4. In-depth interviews. What is an in-depth interview? In-depth interviews are done individually and with privacy. It is good for people who are conscious of the presence of others. Individual interviews also cannot be influenced by opinions of others, and follow-up questions can be asked for clarity. However, in-depth interviews are more time-consuming, more expensive, and do not provide a platform for building from other people's experiences.
Number 5. Prototyping and rapid testing. What is a prototype? Prototype is an unfinished and physical test version of a product, a service, or a process and prototypes may be used in order to develop, test, and communicate ideas and concepts. The main motive behind prototyping is to validate the design of the actual product. Sometimes, creating a prototype is called materialization, as it is the first step of transforming the virtual or conceptualized design into the real physical form. So we have four qualities of a good prototype. First is the representation. This is to represent or visualize how the product will look and how it will work. Second is precision. The more accurate the look or the function of the prototype, the better the response and the feedback. The third one is functional. Having a good prototype means that the basic functions of the actual product will be performed well. Last is improvisation. When the prototype is effective or it turned out great, the prototype will be ready to be improvised. Types of prototypes. So first is functional prototypes. So functional prototypes, this depends on the function rather than the display of the product. Display prototypes. So display prototypes are usually used in the fashion industry and in other industries where looks are more important. Miniatures. So miniatures are smaller versions or the basic versions of the product focused on both the functional aspects as well as the display aspect. So miniatures are usually developed by the 3D printing of the product. Okay, so here are the examples of the prototype. So we have the paper prototype, the 3D print, digital prototype, and the scale model. Next, we have rapid testing. So what is rapid testing? Rapid testing is used to test the efficiency of a part or product design before it is manufactured in larger quantities. Testing business ideas explains how systematically testing business ideas dramatically reduces the risk and increases the likelihood of success for any new venture or business project. Benefits of prototyping and rapid testing. Prototyping provides the opportunity of developing and testing ideas in a tangible way. Prototyping makes it easier to unfold and test ideas during the early stages, thus save resources by testing ideas continuously before implementation. Prototyping takes an interview approach to idea development in which the students continually develop and change their ideas concurrently with the testing of prototypes. Prototypes can reveal aspects of the ideas that may not come to mind otherwise or be possible to describe with words. The method is very useful in terms of communication and collaboration within project teams and externally with stakeholders, as the physical representation of the idea enables a common framework for understanding what the concept actually entails and the experience of it.
Number 6 is validate for acceptability. What is done in validating for acceptability? Validate for acceptability is the action of validating if there is a demand for the products that you will offer. Here are 5 ways to validate your product ideas. Number 1, ring the cash register. The best way to validate your product is to prioritize the making of initial sales. It is important that the customers could visualize the value in your product and exchange it for money. Number 2, conduct competitive analysis. Research is very useful, especially when you're in the ideation stage or searching for a product to sell. Surveying the current market can help you lessen the risks and build confidence in your idea before investing time and money. Number 3, research the existing demand. Its market is to analyze the demand and search the volume. Once you know more about your competitors, Take a closer look at the interest from potential customers. Number 4. Start a crowdfunding campaign. A crowdfunding campaign is a helpful, proven option to see if there's a demand for your product. One of the benefits of a crowdfunding campaign is that you have a firm timeline and it requires all of your focus and effort to reach your goal. Lastly, number 5, meet customers in person. Another method is to sign up for a craft show or local market. This is so helpful when starting. It provides a convenient way to gather quick, first-hand feedback from potential customers.